Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome back to Build Your Best Life. I am super excited to have you back here for 2025 after being off for a short break to get prepared. Spent off 2025 in a different style. So welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful and blessed celebration of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, on Christmas. And I hope that your new year was safe and a blessing to you. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being with me, some of you since 2019. We appreciate all of your prayers, your likes, your comments, your shares. So thank you for all that you do. Hey, but can you believe it? It is 2025. Yes, day 2, actually, of 2025. And I don't know about you, but I feel blessed to be in the number that has made it through 2024 into 2025. So all of you who are among us, blessings to you. So yes, we are back after our short break. We're going to be doing things, some little, not much, but a little tweaking, reinventing, rebranding here in 2025. We have a couple things that are changing. Thursdays will be changing. It's going to be all about the chatter. What are those things that are in the news that are trending, that's exciting, that everybody wants to, well, not everybody, but most people will want to hear about and learn about what is going on in the news and surrounding us. And those type conversations we will have, and there will be various guests on with me on Thursdays. Thank you, Dan, for tuning in and being such a great fan always. I really appreciate it. I know there are some others of you on here, but I don't see your names. I guess that's because you're either on YouTube or you're here on maybe my personal Facebook page and you have not subscribed or liked my page. So I don't know you're there, even though you're there. So if you are watching, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Hi, Curly. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know you're there on YouTube, so thank you, Curly. Hi, Jocelyn. Thank you for tuning in. So, yes, so going forward on Thursdays is going to be about those things that are trending, like I said. But today I just wanted to do a little bit about new beginnings to get us acclimated back into the swing of things. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit. It's going to be a little shift from what it's going to be like going forth on Thursdays. But today I am going to be talking about new beginnings, new beginnings. Hi, Tanya, Peggy, thank you all for tuning in. So, I know you go from one day in the last day in 1 year to the first day in the next year, and we say new beginnings. So a lot of people think, well, why are you saying new beginnings? It's just another day. But we have to decide in our lives what things that we want to do, what things we want to do better, what we want to change, what we're going to tolerate going forth, or what we're not going to tolerate. And as you spend forth within a year, a lot of times we don't stop to make adjustments. And that's something that we should do, but we normally don't do that until like the end of the year. And we begin to think about the upcoming year and things that we may want to see change in our lives for the better, right? So that's kind of like why we call it new beginnings. So yesterday, January 1st, was the dawning of a new year. And so again, with that, we have new opportunities. We have an opportunity to say, what am I going to do this year for Jocelyn? What am I going to do this year for Dan? What am I going to do this year for Peggy? What am I going to do this year for Agnes or Tanya? I spend my time and I do things for my church. I do things for my job. I do things for my kids, my grandkids. But what is it that I'm going to start doing in 2025 that's going to be investing in myself? Because we all deserve investing in ourselves, right, Jocelyn? So I'm going to mention a couple things today that I think we can all put in our arsenal or our toolbox of things that we can do differently in 2025 to make our own self-care, our own self-love, our own bodies a little bit better, right? So the first thing is, how do you know where to start if you don't know where you are? So one of the first things that we can do is take an assessment of the past year. So when you take the time to sit and look back, what are some of the things that gave you angst or frustrated you a lot? Or you did them and then you were like fussing with yourself all the way while you were doing them. You wondered, I really didn't want to do that, but I thought it was the Christian thing to do. I thought it was the sisterly thing to do. I thought if I didn't do it, people would look at me a certain type way. I wanted to start working on, I decided I want to go back to school, but then I didn't. I said, well, I'm going to work and get my kids where they need to be. And then I kind of regretted it because there was no reason why I couldn't have been working on my degree while they were working on theirs. So you have to take that time to think, if I had it to do all over again, if there was a giant eraser, what would I have changed about 2024? So jot those things down, look at them. I said yes every time someone asked me something. Was that beneficial to me? Was it even beneficial to them? Like, hey, yeah, they asked me to do something, but if I didn't have my all or my heart in it, if I wasn't going to give it my 100%, did I do them a just job of what I said I was going to do? If I didn't do anything for my self-care, I only looked at others, taking people to their doctor's appointments, making sure people got where they needed to be. And I never, got my annual visit. I never had a checkup. If I felt bad, I just took over-the-counter medications and kept it pushing. Was I really putting wear and tear on my body that I'm not going to be able to recoup going forward? Because, sometimes we can do things to our bodies and we just let them go. And then it comes back and like, oh, well, that was one of the times I should have done something differently. I remember it was probably 4 or 5 years ago, but I was coming out of the St. Vincent's medical building into the garage, walking fast as I always do. And the shoes I had, they didn't have a back on them, but I was just walking, and it was a couple, and then I think another person, and we were all walking out. All of a sudden, I could feel my body going forward, and it was like, hey, whatever was going on, there was no way that I was going to stop myself from falling. So I think I put one of my hands out, but my left leg took the brunt of everything. And yeah, I was in pain, and I sat there for a while, and a couple came over and they talked with me, and a lady came by in a car, and I don't know if she was affiliated with the hospital, but she was like, don't move, stay here until I go park, because parking in that garage was horrible. She's like, stay there until I can park. Well, hard hit me. These people helped me up, and they walked me to my car, and I went on about my business. Well, yeah, I was skinned up, my knee was scant, and then my toe. But I actually think I broke my toe. And to this day, even though it was about 5 years ago, like if I get a pedicure and they grab my big toe, it is painful. So that's something I will never, ever be able to go back and rectify. But because I overlooked my care, there's nothing I can do about that. So, hindsight, yes, that was one of those times I should have waited for that lady, whoever she was, and going back into the hospital and let them check me out really well. So sometimes we do that, not just in our bodies, but in the other things that we do in life. So again, take that time first to take an assessment of what went on in 2024 that you would like to do differently going forth. And then the second thing, okay, it's not going to do you a bit of good to make that assessment if you don't make some changes. So decide, what changes am I going to make going forward? And it does not have to be something that went wrong necessarily, but what are the things that you want to do differently in 2025? As an example, when I say it doesn't have to be something that went wrong. Hi, Maria. Good to see you here, daughter. Each year I read through the Bible, but I try not to read the same thing every year. Although if I did, and when I say the same thing, I mean the same version. I'm sure if I did, I would hear something or get something different out of it, but I try to do different versions. So I've done King James, I've done New King James, I've done Good News Translation. Last year, I did the chronological reading through the Bible. So everything is not the way we look at it in the canonized order, like from Genesis through Revelations, but it was actually when it was written. So like as an example, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they wrote some of the same things. So in reading it in chronological order, I might have read John 1, Matthew 1, all in the same setting. So it's doing something a little bit different, but deciding, hey, this is a chance to do something different as I, take seriously my Bible time, my devotion time, my me time, my taking care of Deborah time. What do I want to change in 2025? So this year I'm going to do the New Living Translation, and I'm going to do it in the canonized order of the Bible. So that's how I'm going to read through the Bible. And I always, in my devotionals, jot down everything that I'm reading, what I got out of it. And then this year, and I currently, I just jot down, started out the beginning of 2024, jotting down 5 things that I was grateful for each day. Then I reduce it down to 3. But now I have a separate gratitude journal that I'll be doing in addition. So those are just some of the things that I want to do differently. So what changes do I want to do to make a difference in my life going forward? So you have to make those changes in order for them to be worthwhile. Another one is, and if you just joined us, we were talking about new beginnings. And so even though we went just from one day to the next, it is an opportunity to make some adjustments when you look back on what you did during the past year or two. So the next thing is hone your skills and attributes. God gives us talents, each of us, and then there are skills that we have. Those things won't get better if we don't work on them consistently. That's like if you, I don't know, say if you were someone that knew how to sew and you could just sit down and look at something, I can make that, and go sit down at the sewing machine and zzz, and you got it made. But then you didn't do that for about 5 or 6 years, maybe 10 years. You probably would find it hard to go back and start doing that again, because you hadn't been working on it. You hadn't been doing it. Styles have changed. The way people do things changed. Technology is now in, I'm sure, I don't sew, but I'm sure, just like they, went from typewriter to computers and all this, there's probably different techniques and types of sewing machines or whatever. So it will be different for you, for you. So whatever it is that you do, and you can do it well, you can be a 10 at it. But in order to stay that 10, you have to consistently work at it to make it better and keep it at a trendy level, I'll say. So make sure you do some of those things. So whatever it is that you like to do, if you like to garden, the soil changes over time. Find out if there's pesticides that you were using in the past and now they're harmful to your plants. You might want to make some adjustments, get some new products. People with skincare, just look at all the years people were saying, use baby powder, use talc, baby powder here and baby powder there, only to find out that it is one of the causes of cancer. Who would have thought? So it's important to stay on top of everything, and that does include your talents and your skills to try to make them better. Like years ago, I wasn't on social media talking all the time, but at the time, I was a member of Toastmasters, but going back to being on social media, I know I can improve and improve and improve some more. So I currently am a member of Toastmasters. I love it because it not only helps me with communication, I have people pointing out where you did this wrong. You smacked when you talk. You used too many filler words. Whatever, you don't take pauses, you run on. And those are just some examples. You also learn how to give feedback to other people and do it in a way that is not just telling them all these things that they did wrong, but you did this. Had you did this, it might have been a little bit better, but it helps you with that. There are different paths, so you can also learn leadership skills. It's just amazing, but it is a way to improve all those things that you are already doing. So we have some phenomenal communicators, but they are members of Toastmasters. So they get in these contests and they compete and they go from the club to area to district and they compete with people all over the United States. Then they even go to international contests. So you can always improve. I don't care how good you are. So it's always good to do that as well. Hi, Deacon Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. It's good to see you. Happy New Year. Another one is not only learning new skills, honing your current skills, but how about learning some new ones? We can always learn new things. I think it was maybe last year I got acclimated to Grammarly, and I love it because I'll have to be honest, I was not the best English student. So I knew a lot, but it was a lot I missed or went over my head. So the punctuation, not so much, but Grammarly is really, really helpful with that. So if you find yourself needing to write an important communication to someone and you are not sure how your wording, the tenses of words are going to go across to that person, there is a free version of Grammarly that you can download, and it will tell you, oh, hey, put a comma here, take that comma out. That's not really a sentence, it's a fragment. You may have left out a verb, you may have left out a noun. It will tell you if you're being too wordy. Sometimes we'll say something. You see, one thing that I normally will say, you will have to, or you should do blah, 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 blah. And I can just say, you must. I'll say you have to. So that is just being wordy. You don't have to use all those words. So it is very, very helpful. So that's something new that you can learn. Math. Sometimes we find it hard as students to comprehend the new math techniques. And as you go from pre-algebra to algebra to geometry to all the way up the line, calculus and all these maths, and you're not getting those concepts, you can go on Google or YouTube and research, how is it? I'm not comprehending, I'm not getting it. And they will have different people, and it's free to walk you through and showing you step by step how to do something. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I've only downloaded it, I haven't used it, but they were showing me a new app, and I'm not going to even say it because I'll say the wrong app, but it's an app, and all you have to do is speak what you want to learn how to do. Say, I'm working on Facebook and I don't know how to put a new banner up there or a new picture up there, and I say, want new Facebook picture. And then it'll come up with something. And then I say, please give me step-by-step instructions on adding a new Facebook background page or whatever it is. And it gives you step-by-step directions. So just having a conversation with someone, I learned something new that's going to help me. So that's something that we all can do, but it all comes down again, is we have an opportunity for new beginnings. So what conversations can we have with someone, get new ideas, go out and help our lives to be more simple going forward? Some people, retired and they're at their leisure. It's just like, hey, I get up. If I want to do something, I can. If I don't have to. Other of us have decided to do this and do this and do that. So you're constantly busy. So finding new techniques and ways to do things is very, very helpful. But again, it's about frustrating yourself less. And I'm not going to talk about mental health today, but we know there's a surge in mental health, but a lot of it does come from being anxious, having a lot of anxiety, and getting frustrated. So the one thing we don't want to do in 2025, at least I don't, is let other people frustrate me because I can't control other people. So if I find that there's someone in my space that doesn't have to be in my space, then what? I can untie those relationships so that I won't be frustrated. I won't be anxious and have a lot of anxiety when I don't have to. And that's what you can do as well. Okay. And I mentioned networking, but networking is very, very good. And it's not like you have to go to a networking um, event. That can be standing in the checkout line somewhere. You notice someone, they have a nice outfit, some shoes or something, perfume, cologne, and you just start a conversation. Within that conversation, you may find something that you have been wondering about. Say you want to start line dancing and you have no idea where to start, and this person, then maybe they were on their phone, they was talking about, yeah, well, I see you line dancing tonight. And oh, you take line dancing? Oh, is that anywhere in this area? Blah blah. So you get in a conversation. You might find out it's somebody you know, and then if there's a place that you feel comfortable going, there you are. Voila. But it is, it's amazing that you can have conversations and get to meet new people, uh, learn new things, have fun, all those types of things, because it's all about enjoying life. God did not put us on earth to be frustrated and anxious all the time, don't want to go to work, don't want to go do this, don't want to go do that. He wants us to enjoy our lives. So if you're not doing something that you enjoy doing, there's a reason why. So some of this, I hope, will help you to say, hey, yeah, I'm going to take that assessment. And then what are some things that I can change in 2025 that will make things better for me? And, lastly, it doesn't matter, what you hear, what you read, what you see on television, hear on the radio. That sounds good. I think I'll try that. If you don't make the necessary adjustments, it's all for naught. So you can hear some things that will help you. You can get invitations from people. Oh, I love to do that. Oh, I'll help you do that. If you don't, then you're going to be the same place next year at December 31st that you were in 2024. So you have to make a conscious decision. Are there changes that I want to make? Or am I good where I am? If you are good where you are, that is wonderful. But I still think you can hone your skills and your talents, because nothing is standing still as far as technology and the way that you do things. So if nothing else, please hear that piece. But otherwise, if you're comfortable, you're not anxious, people don't frustrate you, you got it going on, kudos. So this is for people like me that can always know that I can always learn something and do something better. So I've made my list of things that I want to see changed in 2025. So I'll be working on those things. So again, going forward on Thursdays, we're going to be having that chatter. We're going to be talking about those things that are going on in the news that impact the majority of us, that we need to know more information about, that we would like to share what we're thinking about that situation, that incident that happened, like the thing that happened in New Orleans. Here I was, when my husband mentioned it to me, I thought that it was someone that, maybe was drinking or something like that, and they accidentally drove into this group of people, only to be looking at the news myself and say, wait a minute, they did that on purpose. So, what do you think about that? That was just horrible. And here we're talking about someone that is a United States citizen. They were in our armed forces, and then they're doing things that people are doing in other countries that are against us. We have a lot of work to do, right? So we want to talk about some of those things that impact us and our well-being and that are interesting. And if you have a topic that you want to discuss or you would like to see something change, hi Cleo, thank you for tuning in. Uh, Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I would love to hear what you have. I'm always open for suggestions because Build Your Best Life is here to assist our young men and our single mothers and to encourage them. I cannot do that alone. I need a village. So, whatever that you can share that will assist, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So, again, thank you so much for joining me today on this New Beginnings uh, topic on my first broadcast of 2025. I have enjoyed it, so I hope you have as well. Tuesdays will continue to be Blueprint for Success. And we're going to start out on Tuesday the 7th with Brittany Clark. She will be the guest here on Tuesday. So please plan on joining us. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all that you do. We are here in the community on social media, on Facebook and YouTube, and those posts, Instagram, trying to make a difference in our young men's lives. We know that many of them start out in a negative position. Some start out okay and they drift down. They make mistakes, but we want them to know that they can overcome those mistakes and build their best lives. But they do need to know basic principles that are not taught in school today. So that's why I have different people coming in here, because we need to teach them basic principles. And if some of you are new, the 5 major principles that I teach are my staples are the associates. Those associates that our young people spend their time with matters. Their self-discipline. They cannot depend on their parents to hold them by the hand and take them through life. They need to live life based on their self-discipline. They need to have goals. Those blueprints for success are essential. And they need to have a positive mindset. We are what we think, and we act out what we think. So that's really, really essential. And then that last one is our financial literacy. Not saying everyone needs to be filthy rich or everybody has to be rich. Nobody can be moderately okay. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying financial literacy, knowing about credit scores, what makes your credit bad, how to improve your credit scores, how to save, how to tithe, how to have an emergency fund, all of these type things. When I say financial literacy, this is what I'm talking about. And then first and foremost, here on Build Your Best Life, we want to teach our young people and our mothers and our fathers, everyone, love yourself first and foremost. So if we are doing anything here on Build Your Best Life, and it makes a difference in your life or someone that you are associated with, please think about helping us by sending us a seed, a donation, or something that we can make sure that we can get these books in the young men's hand. They may not get on this broadcast, but if I can get a book in their hand and they can read it, maybe this book will make a difference to them, because it has all those basic principles, how to overcome obstacles, all about their credibility. All those things are in here. And then it has tools in the back that they can follow to write out those goals and to think about the things that they do in life. And then I have real life examples of people that they have heard of that they can say, oh, well, if they could do that, I can do it too. So again, thank you so much for everything that you do, for being here with us, for your support. If I didn't have your support, I could not be here. And I love, love, love doing this. This is my passion and my purpose. And I just appreciate everyone that has assisted me in being able to walk in this purpose that God has given me. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please make sure that you tune in on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Central Standard Time for our Blueprint for Success. And our guest will be Brittany Clark. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. I love you, and I will see you Tuesday. Bye bye.